Welcome back to Weirder After Dark, the podcast we get into all things in New England weird. My name is Sean, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Kathy.
And we are back today with another episode of Two Tales and a Lie, our listener tales series. Chris and Kathy, you are in the hot seat today. How are we feeling?
I'm excited.
I'm feeling pretty confident. I've got 3 in a row that I've gotten wrong.
Chris, you have never gotten an episode correct so far.
I'm feeling confident.
Kathy, on the opposite side of you, is undefeated.
Yes,
so far, she is killing it. So we'll see what happens. What happens when you pit the undefeated against the never won?
I'm the champ.
We're going to find out here today, gang. And gang, I don't know how you're doing with your series, but hopefully you are channeling some Kathy and you two are undefeated. For those of you who might not have dipped into this series so far yet, let me just kind of outline the rules and what to expect. We are going to be reading 3 listener tales, but the fun fact is only 2 of those are true. One of them is an episode that I have wrote myself. And I will be trying to see if I can slip this fake episode, my devious self, past Chris, Kathy, and you, the gang, and see if I can make you believe that my fake tale is a true tale.
So if I just go with the tale Kathy goes with, I win or she doesn't.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm hedging my bets here.
Okay, so you're just going to copy the
So
wife.
you're just going to be a copy.
Yes, I'm just going to copy her answer.
There you go. Hey, it's a strategy and it can work out for you. You at least break even.
Yeah.
So I like it. But are you two ready to dive into our first tale?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Okay, this first one is from Manic Mini on Reddit. Manic Mini.
Just another Manic Monday.
Yep, we knew you were going to do it. All right, the story starts. When I was around 17 or 18, my friends and I spent countless nights at the top of Skinner Mountain in Hadley, Massachusetts. It was our go-to spot, an isolated escape where we'd hike up to the old White House at night, drink a few beers, and soak in the view before making the trek back down. From up there, you could see everything. Hartford, Springfield, even the lights of Westover Air Reserve Base. One night in November, it was just me and my buddy. The others couldn't make it, but we decided to go anyways. The fall air was crisp and the view was too good to pass up. After an hour or so of chatting and taking it all in, we noticed 3 lights off in the distance. At first, we didn't think much of it. With Westover, Barnes, and the little airport in Northampton nearby, planes were nothing unusual. But these lights, they were different. They didn't blink or move like any plane I've ever seen. Growing up in Chicopee, sandwiched between Barnes and Westover, I was pretty familiar with how planes typically traveled. These lights weren't following any pattern I recognized. They didn't have the usual blinking red light, and they made no sound at all. Not even the faint hum you'd expect. The lights were a warm shade of white, mostly round but with a flat spot on the bottom. They stayed in a straight line, no change in altitude. But what caught us off guard was how quickly they closed the distance. One moment, they were far off into the distance. The next, they were only a few hundred yards away, pretty much at the same elevation of us.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. That's creepy. For 15 minutes, they hovered there, silent, steady. My buddy and I just stood there, trying to make sense of what we were seeing. It didn't feel threatening, but it was definitely unsettling, like something that didn't belong. Then, just as suddenly as they appeared, they disappeared.
Almost like they were stopping to look at them or...
Kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. The middle light went out first, followed by the outer 2 at the exact same time. We stayed there a little longer, too stunned to move, trying to piece together what had just happened. Eventually, we decided we had enough and made our way back down the mountain. Even now, more than a decade later, we still talk about that night whenever we run into each other. It's not something I can explain, but it's also not something I'll ever forget. Whatever those lights were, they weren't like anything I've ever seen before or since. Manic Mini.
That story's crazy, right? This is not a mistaken plane or there's nothing that could do that. That is freaky.
It is weird. It is strange. I don't like how the ships or whatever they were, that they were off in the distance and then within seconds, hundreds of feet from them,
hundreds of
at
feet,
the same elevation.
Sat there and like they had time to study it.
You know my feelings on aliens, but I'm like, nope. Hard nope. Kathy, you've got this look.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to, I've never heard of that mountain. Like, what was the name of the mountain?
Skinner Mountain.
Skinner Mountain. I've never heard of it. Have either of you ever heard of that?
No, but...
No, I can't say I have, but there's millions of mountains I've never heard of.
That's true. I mean, that's very, very true. And what was the name of the town?
It was in Hadley, Massachusetts.
Hadley? Where's that located?
Hadley? I don't fucking know.
Well,
I only got what they wrote me, girl.
You didn't look up where's Hadley?
The beautiful part of these episodes is I don't take any preparation. I just read what they say.
All right, I'm trying to get some some insight on where maybe this was. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So,
Hold on. We got the Google machine. Hadley, Massachusetts is very, very central Massachusetts.
Fairly close to Berkshire, where the other.
Ooh, that's a good call out. Maybe that is helpful. I
Okay.
don't know.
Now I know geographically where it is in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Making sure that Sean didn't just look at a map and just randomly pick some town.
All right. So
Yeah,
I say you're playing this. You're not going by the story. You're going by Sean.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to figure out different pieces of the story.
Okay. All right. Well, how are we feeling so far? Manic Mini. True? False?
I don't want this one to be true, but I feel like it is.
Okay. All right. What's making you go that way, Chris?
The story sounded way too familiar.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I'm kind of questioning like how big this mountain is. Like, I'm sorry, Manic Mini, if you're someone who goes mountain hiking and drinks-
Mountain hiking.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. But like
If you're into
goes
walking.
up a mountain and drinking beer and then like going back down, like, I don't know, that doesn't sound like something I would want to do, like after drinking a couple beers. The story about the flying object in the sky, that reminded me very much of the Exeter incident.
Okay.
Of like the hovering and the lights.
Sure.
I kind of question the whole going up the mountain thing. So I question this one.
Okay.
All right.
So
I'm questioning. I'm on the fence.
All right, on the fence.
Yep.
All right. Chris says true. Kathy on the fence. Already, we're starting to see cracks inside the episode. All right, let's move on to our next one and see where you all land. This next one is from Craig. Starts with, "Hey, gang. I wanted to send this in because honestly, I still don't know what to make of it. Maybe you'll have some thoughts, or maybe someone else has experienced something similar. This happened back in 2011. I was living in Rhode Island at the time, just outside of Newport. Is that specific enough for you to know where it is, Kelly?
What street?
Yeah.
It's too specific.
Renting this old house with my buddy Dan. This place was nothing fancy, one of those old colonial houses with creaky floorboards and weird little doors in the walls that probably were used for storage. It had this damp, salty smell, but, coastal New England for you, right? One night in October, I was driving home late from work. It was one of those thick, soupy, foggy nights where you can barely see like 15 feet in front of you. I took the back roads like I always do. Gonna be honest here, I just really prefer the quiet over the craziness of the highways. As I'm coming up this hill out of nowhere, my headlights caught a guy walking on the side of the road. He was older, I'm best guess maybe in his 50s or 60s, and he was wearing a pea coat and one of those flat caps. No reflective gear, no flashlight, just literally walking in the darkness on the side of the road. I slowed down because I didn't want to spook him, but also something about him just seemed off. I can't explain it, but he didn't look like he belonged here. Not like he was a ghost or anything like that. Just, I don't know, it just seemed weird. As I got closer, he stopped walking. He turned toward the road like he was about to step out. I hit the brakes, but he didn't move. He kind of just stared at me. And then, in a span of a second, a creepy-ass fog rolled in and I couldn't see. If that wasn't fucking weird enough, when it cleared, he was gone. Now, I'm fully aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It was late. I was tired. The fog was playing tricks on me. That's at least what I'm telling myself. But the part that still freaks me out is when I got home, I parked in the driveway and sat there for a second just trying to shake it off. Then I heard 3 knocks, not on my door, not on a window, but as if it was inside the back of my car.
Ooh.
I don't like that either. I spun around so fucking quick, but there was no one there, just a whole lot of darkness. At this point, I was on edge, but still trying to be logical. Maybe a tree branch fell, maybe it was just my car settling the driveway or something. I don't know. I went inside, locked the door, and went straight to my room. A few hours later, I woke up, not because of a sound, just that feeling, like something's watching you. I turned my head towards the bedroom door, and I swear to God, I saw a shadow standing in the doorway. Not moving, not making a sound, just there. I shot up, turned on the light, and of course, because as any story would go, nothing was there. That was the only night I ever actually saw anything, but the worst part, the knocking didn't stop. And even Dan, my roommate, would occasionally hear it too. It happened about once or twice a month until we moved. Would be alone in the house and hear knocks. It wasn't always in threes, just for the record, but it would come from different places. Front door, a wall outside my room, and even one time I heard it on my goddamn headboard. We moved out a year later, and I never experienced anything like it again. I tried doing some research on the house, but could never find anything that seemed out of the ordinary. I can't tell you how often I think back about that night, about the man in the fog, about how I never actually saw him leave. Let me know if this isn't a good story for the pod. I have a few others that are also equally as weird. Craig.
What a great story. I mean, you have the guy in the fog that kind of disappears. He's not sure what happens. And then the knocking in the house. And then he saw this guy a second time, it sounds like, in the house.
Yeah, at least something.
Yeah.
It makes me like wonder, like, what the fuck is like knocking? Like you see a spirit and then it follows you home?
Yeah, and then like, why is it knocking? Like, why? Like, what is it? Like, want you to like open a door and
Doesn't
be
want
like,
to be
come
in the
on
fucking fog either, Caddy. He's like, I'm in.
Yeah, I want to get the fuck out.
You know, the heat kicks on and the pipes knock, but he's hearing it literally on his headboard. So you know that's not
Dude, how creepy
the house
would that
settling.
be?
I'd move out.
Dude, I upstairs in my room where we're recording this right now, when the heat turns on at night, I hear this like knocking sound, and every night it gets, and I know it's the heat, but it like still freaks me the fuck out every night. So Craig, I get you.
Craig, what a great story. Yeah, he's got more too. I'd love to hear those, but
well, is Craig real?
I'm going with Craig's real.
Is Craig real? How you feeling? The first one said you're leaning.
I think I'm leaning more towards Craig not being real.
So you think that's fake?
Yeah, I think this one.
More fake than the first one?
More fake than the first one.
Okay. All right. So Kathy, on story one, I just want to get it for the record, you're saying that one, I'm not sure on that one, but it seems more real than this.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. And Chris, you are saying what?
Sean is a good writer. Minnie might also be a good writer, but now you got me second guessing my first guess.
So now you're leaning towards...
I think Craig's real.
You think Craig's real and you think Minnie might be fake?
I'm not sure yet. Let's hear the last one.
All right. Well, the last one here is from Michael.
Michael, that's a fake name.
All right. Here we go. It says, all right, so I've never actually told this story before, not in full. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to. But every time I hear other people talk about weird shit happening to them, stuff they can't explain, I get this feeling in my gut like, maybe I should. Maybe I should share.
Michael.
So screw it. I'm just going to tell you what happened, and you guys can decide what to make of it. This was back in Lunenburg, Massachusetts, which I've never heard of Lunenburg, Massachusetts, but I'm sure it's a lovely place. In the summer of 2004, I was 17, hanging, he put hanging apostrophe, I'm hanging out with my cousin Jake. We'd go to the back roads near Lake Shirley at night, just listening to music, drinking cheap beer, talking about dumb shit. So one night we parked in this little clearing, sitting on the hood of my car, looking at the stars. It's dead quiet, like too quiet. And then Jake stops talking. I go, what? He's sitting up real straight, eyes locked on something. And he says, do you hear that? At first, I don't, but then, yeah, I do. This low humming sound, not an engine, not power lines. It's like, I don't know, inside my head almost. All of a sudden, everything goes silent. No crickets, no wind, nothing. Then we see it. At first, it's just one light, way up in the sky, real bright. And then, boom, it splits into three. And these things, they start moving in ways I can't explain. Sharp angles, no sound, way too fast for a plane. Jake whispered to me, dude, what the fuck is that? I have no idea. And then, just like that, the lights stop, dead still, right above us. And that's when my car radio turns on. Full blast, but it's just static. I try to shut it off. Knob won't work. I pull the keys out. It keeps playing. And then, just like that, silence. Lights. Gone. Not they flew away, not they faded, just gone. And next thing I know, it's 3:43 a.m. We were out there for an hour and a half. No way, it's fucking 3:43 in the morning, I thought to myself. We drive home in silence. I drop Jake off, pull into my driveway and sit there for a sec, just trying to process what the fuck just happened. Next morning, Jake calls me, doesn't even say hello. First thing out of his mouth, dude, we're not even going to talk about last night. And we didn't for years. I don't know, man. I've tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was just some military test or like, I don't know, my brain filling in gaps. But ever since that night, I get this weird feeling when I'm outside alone. Not scared, just like I'm still being watched. And every now and then, I'll wake up in the middle of the night. No reason, heart pounding, ears ringing. 3:43 a.m.
Ooh,
fuck me, right?
Wow.
That's how it
That's
is.
creepy.
Yeah. Don't like that one.
I'm completely speechless.
That's a problem with the podcast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just like silence because you can't see our faces.
Yeah.
So
Got so much there to unpack.
Yeah, what's his name?
This one's Michael.
Michael.
We got Michael, aliens.
Ooh.
We got Craig with the ghosty.
Michael,
and then we
was
got
intense.
Manic Mini with the first alien. Well, multiple aliens.
Yeah, multiple aliens.
They're out there, y'all.
So yeah, Michael, the radio went on, and even when he took the keys out of the car, he couldn't stop it.
Yeah, it still played.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then they had Lost Time.
And then they had the Lost Time.
And
then
gives me like your recent New England abduction story.
Yeah.
Like Lost Time happening. Like
Strange
even the
lights.
guys not wanting to talk about it after the fact. Like strange.
Very weird.
Michael, I don't like.
Yeah, there's nothing good about that one.
All right, y'all. It's time to step up. What's your initial reaction to Michael, and then we'll take a look.
My initial reaction to Michael's story is I'm always someone that says that you shouldn't be afraid, but missing time is scary. You know, that would be cause to have concern.
Yeah.
Right? Like that would be a little alarming. So this is scary. This is a little scary story.
I think they're all kind of scary, to be honest.
Yes, I mean they're all
men in the fog, and aliens just chilling out, moving super fast, watching me.
I was talking about
missing
this.
time.
Yes, I was focusing on this specific. Yes. This is scary. Yes.
These guys are all great writers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, really brought me into the story.
Yep, I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we have to ultimately make a choice. So, Kathy, Chris.
Chris has to go first
which
because
one's
he
your
can't
fake one?
copy my answer.
I'm going with the ghost is a fake story.
The ghost is the fake one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're going with, which one is that? Jeremy, I believe? No. Craig.
Craig.
You don't think the ghost is real. Okay.
You
think missing time with the aliens is real?
Yes.
Oh, I hope that's not real. People, stop having weird shit happen to you. Kathy?
No, we asked for that, Sean.
I know. It just freaks me out, man. All right. So Chris is going with Craig for the ghost story.
I am going to say that Michael with the missing time is the fake story.
All right. Michael with the missing time. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's reveal our first one. But before I do that, gang, where are you going? Is it Manic Mini? Top of Mount Skinner with a friend and seeing the aliens?
Although I do think that's weird. Hiking to the top of a mountain to go drinking.
Is it Craig?
Sorry.
Seeing a ghost in the fog and having some crazy, creepy knocks in the house? Or is it Michael? Another alien story, but this one with missing time. What happened to Michael?
I hope that's fake.
All right. Well, here we go. Our first one that is real is Manic Mini. The first one, Mount Skinner. Kathy, people hike and drink, man.
Sorry, Manic Mini. No offense. I hope you don't hate me now.
Yeah, Manic Mini. That's a good one. Thanks for sharing. Like, that's so creepy, though.
That is creepy,
man. I don't know. The fact that you had something move that fast, so quick, and cover so much distance, and then just sit there.
Yeah.
Dude, I would,
Yeah, it was, and they're the only ones up there, so it's obviously interacting with them, which makes it even freakier.
Yeah, and watching and just kind of
I don't know what
lingering.
they're doing, but they're definitely interacting with them if they're just sitting there.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess that leaves us between Craig and Michael. Craig, the ghost story that Chris, you said was false, and Michael, the missing time story that Kathy says is false. So I guess I will reveal which story is the false one. It is Michael. Kathy is remaining.
I am the champ.
I am still perfect.
You both are perfect. You both are still perfect in your own unique ways.
My record is perfect. I've never got one right.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, both of these are super strange stories, right?
What a freaky story, though. I mean, the man in the fog and then the knocking, and the knocking continued in the house.
Yeah. That's real.
Terrifying.
That is real.
I don't like that.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
I said when he
Good job moving out of the house, sir.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
When he first read the story, I said that I didn't believe that one was real. I was just trying to throw you off.
You were
just playing fucking head games.
Yeah. Oh, this is psychological warfare. Welcome to the gauntlet. We can't trust anything anyone says. Oh,
yeah,
man.
that was that sounded terrifying to me.
Yeah.
But like, why would it follow him home?
I don't know.
And then like after they moved out, so
he said he never had anything.
It never had it ever again. So it didn't follow him per se. It just like went to the house and stayed at the house.
Maybe the two incidences weren't connected.
Maybe they were different. Same night.
Yeah, but that's weird though.
I mean, that's totally weird.
It started on the night that he saw the man.
Yeah. Craig, if you've got more context, I'm reaching out.
Yeah, we need more. We need more information.
Yeah, maybe we'll do like a little follow-up, especially because Craig, too, did say he had more stories. So, Craig, we're here for it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's talk. But, Kathy, I got to know. On the fake one with Michael, was it just, did I take it too far? Did I take it too far with the missing time stuff?
No, I don't know. I think
she's a witch.
This is my superpower.
Yeah. I'm good at one thing.
Yes.
Sussing out these liars.
I think it was kind of like the whole package. It was, he had the encounter. There was the missing time. It just seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was it, at one point, I kind of wish I didn't do that, but I stopped and was like, he typed the word this way. That was weird. Was that a giveaway? Or like, I was trying to fake y'all out a little bit?
No, that wasn't.
I was like, they're using slang. You put a hyphen. What?
No. No. I did kind of, I did kind of question that. Like, and then I was like, well, I know that I've read our listeners' stuff where I've seen that, so I kind of was like, maybe he's doing that, but.
Yeah. I was trying to lean back into the last one that you read when Chris and I did it about the person and how they were like walking up the staircase and they had that like ghost shower noise. Mm-hmm. I was trying to replicate that writing. Yeah. Because like that to me felt so genuine when I heard that. I was like, that's exactly how I would write a story. Yeah. So I was like, channel that, Sean. Channel that, Sean. But apparently I suck and I didn't channel it enough. So Kathy, I got to ask, how does it feel to be perfect?
I mean,
what, 4-0 now?
I'm so used to it.
Oh,
so.
Get this. Well, 3-0. 3-0. You're 3-0. Yes. So championship belt over here. And Chris, congratulations to you too in keeping your perfect score going. Perfect. How does it feel to never be right?
He too is always used to
Kathy,
it.
So.
He's just like, yes, I know this feeling. Well, gang, let us know how you did. Go ahead and reach out to us on our Instagram at Weirder After Dark. Reach out, send a DM. We'll make sure that we're posting a little something there for you for this episode. And keep in touch with us. We want to know, are you undefeated? Are you a Kathy? Or are you an absolutely getting everything wrong like Chris?
Big goose egg.
Either way, we want to know how you are doing with these stories. Or even if, do you like them? Should we keep doing this? We're having fun. But the whole point is are you also having fun? Feel free to reach out to us at any of our communities that we're building. Again, we're doing that on Reddit, on Instagram, and on Facebook. You can find those at Weirder After Dark. And shout out, you're here listening to Listener Tales. We need more. Send us your tales. Send us your story. Are you a Michael? Are you a Craig? Are you a Manic Minnie? Whoever you are, send them to our inbox, which can be reached at thegang@weirderafterdark.com. We would love to hear from you and be the medium that helps bring your story to light. And don't forget, if you are liking this shit, if you are loving this shit, the best thing that you can do to help us is to share this shit with someone that you know and someone you love. It would mean the world to us. And as always, remember, it always gets a little weirder after dark.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.